Hello my lovelies, it's Veronika. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel, whichever way you prefer. Today I have decided to do the 20 pounds makeup challenge, and actually this is the look that I created. The problem was that my filming equipment, which is my phone at the moment, is heating up like crazy, and there wasn't enough data available, memory available to actually film the whole thing. So here we are. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to tell you what I bought for the 20 pounds and how I created this look, and fingers crossed in the future I'm going to get a proper camera and be able to do longer videos, although I don't particularly enjoy them myself. I think, you know, sort of 15 minutes, 20 minutes is a max, depends on the topic. Anyway, excuse me, I'm just going to get straight into it. So I'm going to start with my base. I've bought the Collection Naturally Matte All Day Fresh Matte Finish Foundation in Ivory 02. I did have the number 3 Cool Nude before. It was a bit too dark for me. This is a bit too orange for me. You might not see it on the camera, or you might not see it on the camera properly, but I can see it when I look into the mirror. The light's a bit awful today because it's quite dark outside, and I do work with natural light, but fingers crossed. It's a moussey whipped formula. It says it's fragrance free, but I can smell alcohol on it a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. I did 2 layers. It didn't cover my imperfection, it covered the redness. For £3, £2.98. You know, if you're starting out with makeup and if you can find your shade, because they only do 4 shades, probably a good try. I can feel it on my face. So the other thing I bought was the Collection Pressed Powder, which was £1.98. It says it's translucent, 03 translucent, but to me that looks very yellow, very yellow. So again, put it on top of it. I don't know, can't say if it, you know, if it helps with any. I have an oily combination skin. If it helps with keeping the oils at bay, maybe. Don't know. This is all about actually squeezing into £20 budget, so, you know, if the products don't work, whatever. But I did actually like the matte foundation when I first bought it. It's just they didn't have my shade. The other thing that I use for my face is a BC Body Collection Concealer. So that's how it looks. It was only 99p. I used it as a base for my eyes, then as concealer, then as a highlighter. It works better as a sort of a highlighting concealer, which is a really strange thing, because it's quite liquidy. It's in the medium, but it's quite light, but it's very liquidy and very dewy. I found. But yeah, I might actually keep it and use it because it blended nicely, but it gave my eyes just sort of a woken up feel. It doesn't cover it, but if for that added sort of dewiness on my face, it worked well. Right, so the next thing that I used was the BC Body Collection Blush Set. I did try to contour, didn't work. There was a little brush in there, that went into the bin. This was something that I used years ago, and it was probably my first blusher, simply because it's £1.29, and you get 4 shades. You know, beigey, brownie, and then you have a pink, and it worked well at the time, but then you discover things that work better. Cost more money, but work better. Okay, and for my highlights, I've used the Makeup Gallery Color Story eyeshadow, which I'm going to keep in Pink Champagne number 4, and it's from Poundland. Lovely packaging. They did a nice job for £1, and then you get this beautiful champagne shade, and it's very well pigmented. So yeah, it's powdery, but to be honest, for £1, so I'll be using that one again. Now, how I applied all of this, you may ask. Well, foundation, fingers, concealer, fingers, but for the blush and the highlighter I used a brush from a set from Wilkinson's, and there were 5. They costed £3, but I only used one, so that's 60p basically. Moving on to the eyes. Right, I'm just gonna do the eyes and my lips now because my phone is seriously misbehaving at this point. Right, as you can see, I created some sort of smoky eye look. I've used the collection Smoky Purple Eyes Uncovered palette, which is £3.98, so this was the most expensive part of my little £20 makeup challenge. I will be keeping it. There was a little double-ended brush there, but no, I won't be using that one. And yeah, I used the white shade for my base, then I did the purple one for my eyes, so smoke it out a bit and deepen so in the crease, and then I used the lavender one for sort of all over my eyelid, and I think it worked well. So yeah, it's quite nice. It's powdery, but it won't probably last all day, but it was nice for this challenge. The other thing I used was to apply it with. I used the Wilkinson's Only Have Eyes For You Smoky Eye Duo brush. They came in a little packaging like that. This was £1.50. And I do have other Wilkinson's brushes and I do enjoy them. So they were, for me, they were worth money, quite dense. But yeah, I think for this particular challenge they did a good job. And as I did say, I do have, I have another one from them. And I think I have a big one as well, so like an all over face brush, so a powder brush. So yeah, I quite enjoy this. They're very, very, very affordable, so from about £1 to like £4 or something for the bigger ones. So I'm gonna keep that one as well. For my waterline, I use the eyebrow product, eyebrow pencil from MUA in brunette. And I also use it for my eyebrows. That's why my eyebrows look crazy, because it doesn't work for the eyebrows. It was £1, it's going into the bin. It did a nice job smoking out my eyes, so, but no. And then I also got mascara from Makeup Revolution, The Amazing Curve. When I googled this, when I searched for mascara, because mascaras are the most expensive part of anything really, other than primers, because primers, seriously, £3 for a primer, they didn't even fit into my budget. The cheapest one I found, to be honest. And so I thought, what's the point? So I went for mascara that was £2. And to be honest, it lifted my eyelashes a little bit. It was very wet, so it transferred all over my face, so I had to wait for it to actually dry. And to be honest, I think if I put another layer on, I did 2 layers, I think maybe if I put another layer on, maybe it would did something more, but I tried my lower lashes, but it just was everywhere. Don't know how I feel about this, probably not very good. It's serious, I mean, I can see my face just sort of being a different colour. Oh, ivory, and it's too yellow. Anyways, for my lips, I've used the Makeup Revolution Collection Rebel with Cause lipstick. For some reason, I am sort of going for these colors, these purple ones now, and for £1, it's a nice lipstick. You know, it will transfer, you will have to reapply, but for £1, you know, why wouldn't you? So this is how it looks. So those were the few goodies. I'm gonna keep a couple of things. I'm definitely gonna keep the concealer, and then the eyeshadows, and of course the lipstick. The rest of it, and the eyeshadows. The rest of it, I'm not so certain about. Well, we'll see. I might just sort of pass it, or maybe somebody else is gonna like it. I can feel the foundation on my face. I can feel it. It sits. I can feel it. So I don't know. No, it didn't cover at all. I mean, it's quite smooth, but it sits, and it didn't cover any of my sort of. It covered the redness, but not my spots or anything like that. So just there. Don't know. The shades are wrong. To be honest, you know, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But yeah. So basically, I've spent $18.22, but that depends on how you look at it. So you can either say I spent $18.22 because let's not do the offers, or I spent $16.24, which would have meant that I could actually get the bronzer or a primer as well. But I thought instead of doing 3 for 2, because the collection makeup was, for example, 3 for 2, the MUA one was, the Makeup Revolution was 3 for 2 as well, and I ended up buying something else, so that wouldn't have covered it anyway. But you know, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, some people use brushes with this challenge, or sponges or something like that. For me, you know, I won't be leaving comments on their videos going like, no, you're not doing the challenge right. Each to their own. I find that I wanted to be true to the challenge, so if you only had 20 quid to spend on makeup and you didn't have any makeup, no brushes, no nothing, how would you do it? And I think we're getting a little bit more reliant on brushes and beauty blenders. And I remember 10 years ago when I started to use makeup, I used my fingers for everything. And to be honest, sometimes that's the best thing, because you actually warm up the foundation between your fingers, so the heat from your fingers massaging into the skin is sometimes better than actually using a beauty blender or, you know, a brush, because it just doesn't have the heat in. So, but you know, we are here. I think I wouldn't be able to do a smoky eye with just my fingers, but it's smoky. Oh, I think I quite like it. I quite like how this looks. So yeah. So, hopefully you enjoyed my little challenge. If you've done this, or if you want to do this, please do and let me know. I would love to see what you got for £20. Sorry, I got my phone is charging. Apparently, it needs charging all the time. And yeah, and I'll see you in my next video. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.